LTM right now. Make some noise. Good.
Let's steal some content, gentlemen.
Bring it up. This is absolutely awesome. The first look, the first footage of the Getaway limited time mode and the new item, the Grappler, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, whoa, Chris, you're trash at Fortnite, kid. Get good.
The talk of all sorts of things online.
Good evening, Dale.
There is another new item coming to Fortnite, and you know what? It's simple. Here's the plan. 4 safes have been loaded into supply drops scattered around the island, each carrying a large jewel. You and your crew must locate a safe, pick up the prize inside, and get away with the goods while battling enemies. The first 4 teams to make their way to a van with a jewel and a getaway win. Are you up for the job? Simple as that. Look, I mean, look, are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? You see on the right side, the getaway vans, the safes that are on the map, all sorts of stuff going on. There's the jewel, picking it on up. Completely different way to play Fortnite, Ben.
These changes, the new modes that they've been putting in recently and adding a flavor change to the way that the game plays. And here you see, like you were talking about, the Grappler, man. Look at this thing.
Here's the Grappler, the first look.
Are you kidding me?
Sword around the map, completely changing, and you can take on some of these fights. Oh, I saw this clip earlier. Like, I cannot wait to do this.
Fly into the air. Boom. Imagine a double barrel right as you land.
Trust me, I can imagine it. There's the getaway van floating up there.
The jeweled llama. Jack, you got to get one of those for your house.
I do. You see the team moving on up. They get to the van, they board it, and you know what? There's the victory royale
before you leave, right on the way out. What a ride!
This is cool, man.
You mentioned all the stuff going on. You see the skins there. The glider was in flight.
That's cool.
Actually, we'll take a look at the free high-stakes challenges and rewards you can unlock by completing them. Again, that is high stakes and the getaway, the new limited time mode, and the grappler as well.
I expect within an hour, YouTube montages left and right of that thing. Places like Tilted Towers are going to be hot again, man. I cannot wait.
The Tilted Towers has definitely always been hot.
Have you seen Paradise Palms, though?
That is true. That is true. That is true. Either way, I love all the additions coming on in. The glider looking so sick.
The money flying out the back.
Yeah, the different, challenges you can do to unlock the certain tiers of the skins. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. The grappler being added on through. All these updates, man, keeping the game fresh. You love to see it. Either way, Game 1 should be up here momentarily. Predictions from you tonight. We've got some big names.
We've seen ups and downs from a lot of these well-known players. I would expect Nick Merckx to set up base in Tilted Towers, as we've seen him do a number of times in the past.
Oh yeah, dude.
Tfue has played exceptionally well.
Tfue, let's get it.
Events. I would look for a very high elimination count from him, plus some scoped AR shots. I even mentioned it, I think, day 1 or day 2. He's the kind of player that'll build up in the top of a tower, establish himself in the upcoming safe zone, and just gatekeep. And elimination counts will fly. But then, like we've said in the past, Chap. Have you seen Chap in previous summer?
I'm gonna go get some wine.
He's decent.
Let's get a little tippy. Let's get a little tippy canoe while we watch these games.
Management of structures, as we've said in the past, knocking walls down with the pickaxe, instantly replacing, so he can take control. So he's the one that can edit out the walls, make windows, and take shots.
It's pretty nuts what he can do. I actually caught up with him earlier on. Saw them all hanging out. He was with Coach, Tfue, and them. We wound up, I saw how Chap was playing. And again, there's Tfue, Nick Merckx competing tonight alongside Chap. But Chap had his keyboard like underneath his monitor essentially, and then his mouse was like in front of the center of his body. So instead of how you normally have your keyboard on your left or your mouse on your right, whatever's comfortable for you, Chap was like playing like this. Does this make sense?
Yeah, no, hopefully,
are you seeing what I'm doing?
This doesn't make any sense.
That was how he was playing. That's where his mouse was.
No human plays like that, Jack. He's got to be a robot.
He was, and he was arguing with his teammates that was the elite way to play. We'll see how he performs. There was a look at everyone stacked on in to the players area. The Fortnite Summer Skirmish, 8 weeks of competition. They've all led to this point. To this point. The reason I said that is because I got told participants in my ear. Let's see who's playing tonight, Lupo.
There it is. Named a lot of names that you've seen actually multiple days in a row. You have to remember if players came out here on their own Volition, and they did not qualify for the grand finals on Monday. They're given an opportunity. If they get up, if they got up bright and early and came back the next morning, they could give it another shot. You see Hysteria, one of those players specifically. I know that that Tempo from FaZe had to do the same thing a number of times. But you know what that says to me, Jack? That they're here to win. They're determined, and I hope they take previous rounds as learning opportunities.
There's Geomach.
We watched Slossy yesterday.
Man, I mean, there's so many talented players. United's Ashton involved as well. And then over to the final page.
Nick Merckx,
Dimes is there. Nick
C9
Merckx,
Blind.
C9 Blind.
Blind is that's a name we saw come up with the Ninja Vegas event. It's the roster here is terrifying, to be honest.
Bartologist, General. Tonight is actually going to be, I think, the craziest night of competition we've had to this point. I think it's setting a little bit of a tone, but you know what? Right now, I just heard some beautiful sounds in my ear. Ladies and gentlemen, the battle bus is about to take off. Game number 1 starts right now. There you go. Make some noise. Who will qualify for tomorrow's $1.5 million grand finals? Folks, there are some heavy hitters, as we just saw in tonight's competition, and it is finally here.
Now, we've got a number of players jumping out early, going to that bottom left corner. This is actually the heaviest we've seen an over-the-water drop. Players trying to get as low as possible so they can open the chute as late as they can. The idea there, trying to hit, there's a couple buildings down there with chest spawns early. Greasy Grove is an easy drop there, or even Flush Factory. You see, it looks like a pair. You see kind of spin around in the air, looking at each other to do some tracking there. Tilted Towers, the home of Nick Merckx. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players dropping in there. But everywhere, as we've seen, is going to be populated. There's going to be players playing outside of POIs. Early trap from Nick Merckx, as we were saying, a player to watch. People have seen him quite a bit, and it feels natural here.
I would go as far as to say Nick Merckx knows that middle gray building in Tilted better than literally anyone in the world. He lands here every single game he plays. This is his home, essentially. He will navigate Tilted Towers better than arguably anyone out there. We'll take off his perspective for a second and swap on around, as there's a lot of engagements going on around the map. You see here, Wheels, Rex, Slang, all getting involved early on.
Now you remember,
let's get it.
Use him as an example, but there's a number of players that are like this. People have drop locations that they trend to, and competitive players.
Yo, what up, Nade later?
Their opponents.
Oh, get that edit. Hit it with that edit, baby.
I guarantee you that people that are dropping there, they know. What a play there. The tack shotgun, green tack, a pair of shots there, secure the first elimination for Rex, but he's not done yet. He's got the remainder of a 1v1 here. He's at 54 HP.
What?
Comes in big and gets Wheels for the double.
Wow. 98 headshot with attack. Are you out of your mind?
Away from getting dropped early on, but now 2 elims. And remember, we've got to stress the points, how it all works. If you get 3 elims, you earn yourself a point. 3 to 4.
Dude, yo, keep it up. Keep it. You just got.
7.
I feel like, dude, early game, man. Sometimes I feel like these people just get knocked so easily.
Second or third, you get 2, and if you earn the victory royale, it's a +3. Godvat on your screen. He just earned himself an elimination. You saw Hysteria.
Dude, there's so much action.
Now it looks like we're heading on over to Retail Row, where multiple players are stacking up with some big engagements about to begin.
So Kairos in the southwest corner of Retail. This is a pretty common drop. If you're looking to push into Retail, because you see a number of players move in there, these 2 houses out here are a good spot to hit. There's a
kind of wine. This is
a ton of just straight trees.
It's called from Galante Vineyards, 2017. Thermal Valley Vignette.
And if nobody else goes, there's confident ammo. But right here, the third partying on Frankie. TK.
For people at home, explain the term third partying for someone maybe tuning in for the first time.
So 2 players are in a 1v1 situation. Maybe they're build battling. Maybe like you saw there, they're in kind of a medium range fight where they've both built mini bases just to establish some layers between the opponents. And a third player enters the engagement from kind of a side angle, almost an angle that isn't going to get seen initially. They take shots at just the right time to try and secure one of the eliminations, which is exactly what you saw Sakairos do here, but he's got to box himself in because his opponent has the top-down advantage. Those pyramids to block ramp pushes courage are super important, especially the timing.
What?
People almost inside. Now that edit. Do you want to talk about how dirty that edit was?
That was a nice little play there. He moved and began to run to the opposite side of the ramp and then rotated it and then drop him on that opposite side. He's trying to break down his
nice
structure because he's out of materials. Does tag his opponent once there, continuing to use that pickaxe, and he's realizing no mats. He's got to try to drop his opponent down to his level. Will it work? There it is. Can't quite hit a shot there as he is blocked yet again. The fadeaway won't have an opportunity there. Just continuing to use this pickaxe. Now he's got him on his level. This is his chance. Zakairos.
Nice try, bro.
Loses track of Pupper.
I knew he was one shot too.
As Pupper gets the elim.
Back and tilted.
I think this is Nick. That's Nick for sure.
His opponent right now gets
wow, 1 HP.
Follow up, and you saw there he.
Oh, Nick, let's get it, baby.
You saw it going down.
Oh, dude, Nick has the best kit in the game right now. 7 minis, a med kit, a blue Tommy, a blue tack.
Jack, you're not wrong.
There you go.
Not wrong.
You're
Nick
welcome to slide
here, established in the UI building.
Still, I can't, man. That Aiden kit went off.
Destroys. Kev is at the sports complex to the west of Tilted, but he's not alone there. Jalakaias is hiding underneath, and they're going to do a little bit of creeping. The audio cues, super important. Even editing, speedy edits as he's trying to get up above. Could have just built one ramp, but instead double edits on the way.
Wow, look at that first circle. That's a toxic circle, bro.
Hopefully they're seeing this. They have 2 minutes and 52 seconds to start making a push because this zone is way west side. Snobby, greasy, tilted, even pleasant and maybe haunted. With shifty shafts in there.
I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, guys. I hope I don't miss anything.
Right now, they're smack dab in the middle.
I'm actually really surprised to see him going for so many hand cannon shots. Does get tagged up quite a little bit. Yeah, that was maybe hoping he'd get a quick little one shot there. Won't work out.
Especially with materials that he's sitting on right now. Probably would have been safer to go for some like a ramp wall and then just crouch and stand up and peek and take a shot and re-crouch to hide behind. Just an update for everybody. Pupper and Rex both currently have 2 eliminations, but nobody has more than that, which means nobody's got a point yet. 3 is the bottom end for that.
Here's the replay near Haunted Hills. Diabolic.
This is Christo.
When you got that much HP, you think you're going to basically win any engagement you're in, especially when your opponent has just about 100 to use. The zone closing on in. We mentioned just how far west this zone is. Going to force everyone on the east side of the map, from Retail, Tomato Temple, Risky Reels, Paradise Palms, Salty Springs, to make some moves west. And when you got that river in the middle, there's a lot of gatekeeping opportunity here, Dr. Lupo, to be able to kind of shoot down on your opponents and maybe pick up some free limbs.
Now, information just for people watching home, all of the Cloud9 players that didn't qualify yesterday are in this today, which means the entire roster could still end up in the grand finals tomorrow. Yeah. Speaking of big teams too, Liquid Chap, I saw the feed a moment ago, got his first elimination. Misfits taking out 42. Which is too bad. I believe he was at 2 eliminations, one elim away from a point, but got cut early. We're still 60 plus remaining, so there's no points for 42 MTU just yet. Kev trying to take shots.
Gosh, he's just praying that hand cannon hits.
He's been wrong. I don't blame him. The thing hits like a bus.
Oh,
if you're
I mean,
within.
one shots. Exactly. In this scenario. Kev's just going to go for this one, though. At some point, you think he's using a lot for this fight. When will this engagement finally come to a close? They're 1 level away from each other. Kev's still hunting, still hoping it can work out. You see bouncing up and down, trying to look for the best area to engage from. Only 90 mats, and these are these early game fights that some of the top players talk about. Not having the chance to farm, not having the chance to loot. Basically, something up to his name. There's the elim finally, but
on the rotation. I was almost expecting at some point, if he pinpointed his location with audio, to drop off the top, maybe suffer a little bit of fall damage, but catches opponent off guard with an immediate shotgun shot.
And look at that. The second the elim comes in, it just starts hitting whatever materials there are. Here's Rio.
Sentinel already has 2 players in the grand finals as well. This would put him at 3 if Rio does extremely well today. And it looks like he's got the determination for it. Kyle 182 going down. Puts him at an elimination.
And here's Chap. 1 elim to his name to this point. Absolute beast in Fortnite from
get it, Chap.
Competing against him here just does get tagged on up, so only 87 HP.
Oh, dude, he's in a terrible spot now.
And that's what Liquid.
Oh, nice match.
I'm wondering, oh my gosh, what can you buy with? I was wondering what you could buy with those slurp juices there.
Sure, we'll see here in a second.
Machine.
This is his first elimination earlier. Those shotgun shots, the accuracy, even from up top on Bearded Derp down below him.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah. So he actually does purchase a slurp for wood So that's for me.
Chap's so good, man.
When you're down to just 87 health, remember the slurp was updated recently. It's no longer just 25 health and shield. It now gives you 75 in total. Starts with your HP, so they're at 87.
Dude, Nick's a good-looking dude, man.
Wind up getting 13 HP, and then the
so
rest
swaggerlicious right now.
75 winds up going in to his shield, so he'll finish with about 62 shield there as well.
Now, Courage, I'm going to try and think off the top of my head. I believe it's maybe it's like a 4x4 or 5x4 base, number of squares that this building takes up. Nick Merckx has not left that building yet. He hasn't left that 20 square area.
And that was Chap who actually just ran right past him. What an engagement that would have been if it was Chap versus Nick. But here you go, Chap in the build engagement now, trying to stay above his opponent.
He actually ended up in the same box and had to fall out to save himself. He's going to drop down. Are you kidding me?
That's confidence. That's confidence. Stops it. Is it impulse time? I believe so. He's going to look to just reset this fight, get away. If you heard the
smart play from Chap.
Started getting tagged from a third-party engagement. Didn't want to have to deal with any of that. He'll go ahead and get away. He's actually burned through all of his wood now, down to just 60 left.
You saw his loadout, Courage. He had a blue AR, a green suppressed SMG.
The reason I'm not there is because I'm here, guys.
Out of that
I stayed home.
The open that he pulled the impulse nades from, there was a gold-heavy sniper. Would you have picked it up and dropped potentially?
I've been traveling way too much, man.
Listen, Chap knows better than I do. You could have potentially done it, but at the same time, maybe it's not his play style that he's going with. Another vending machine purchase.
This is Ashen. His partner Jack has already qualified. The shots out here at Lazy Links, accuracy.
I want to see Tifu, man.
With SMGs, even a gray doesn't matter. They're hitting their shots.
The swap weapon is so key. With the way that the meta of the game is right now, if you're running a shot,
Uber duper, Ninja family strong, dude. Raise the volume up, guys. I have the volume up pretty high.
That shotgun shot gets some high damage. If not, you swap on over to that SMG to finish off the elimination. Chap now back up to 300 plus wood, 900 plus brick. I believe he might have gotten a second elim there. Now sitting at 2, so Chap just one elimination away from earning himself a point. That would be a fantastic start for one of the high-profile players here in the qualifiers tonight.
Now, I want to say I still think that the gold-heavy snipe, picking it up in this situation, especially with how slow he's potentially seen other players play during the previous 2 days of qualifiers, just getting a 150 damage shot on someone on the move means potentially
it's Tifu.
It's Tifu up top. Chap versus
Tifu is the fight going on now here, folks. Who will come out on top? Tifu was just tagged by a third party, so he's got no shields left. Chap playing from the low ground right now. These are 2 of the best Fortnite players in the world. It's what this competition is all about. Chap now beginning to build on up, looking to match the height of Tifu, or he just disengaged here.
He's moving past and looking to box himself in. He's building multiple layers to this little catacomb to make it so that Tifu can't track which building he's in.
Yep. You
have a number of these little 1x1 chambers attached to each other, and players are going to have trouble watching. He's got multiple layers, and he has the edit right now, so we can look through. He's then looking through the wood planks. He's trying to find Tifu in the structure that he's in.